Blog Talk Radio.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Sunny D. I'm co-host of GFT Radio Show. We'd like to welcome you guys to tonight's show. You can check if you're listening now, you're currently listening via blogtalkradio.com/GFT Radio Show. Definitely call in tonight. It's going to be a great show. The phone lines open up at 10:15. Our phone number is 657-383-1155. And tonight we are going to be talking about the violence that's going on in the world today. So we're going to jump right into this. Clint?
Yeah, what's going on, good people out there? I want to touch on, basically inner city violence, or, more specifically, the violence that's going on in my city, Trenton, New Jersey. I think one of the reasons for it is a lack of education and a lack of resources. Over the past couple of weeks, we done had a young lady shot that was pregnant, 2 people shot in the head at a gas station. They had one girl, she was killed, following a high-speed chase from the police. And, the guy they was chasing crashed into her. I think a lot of it has to do with, these young boys and even these females out here. Because one thing I noticed lately, over the past couple of years, is that there's been more females, getting into a lot of crazy stuff, more violent activities. I think it really has to do with a lack of resources, a lack of education, because, poverty stems mainly from lack of education. And you can't get those resources if you're not educated enough, if you don't know, and you don't know how. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the root causes of the violence in the city, because if you know, but we all know the old saying, if you knew better, you'd do better. And that's what I think is going on in the city right now. Don't nobody know no better. And then on top of that, don't nobody really, it's a lack of empathy. People don't become desensitized with so many shootings, so many people getting killed. It's like, another one. And then when, when this stuff happens, we have a tendency to, overreact when a cop or somebody else outside of the community kills somebody in our community. But when our own community is committing these heinous acts, we don't really go hard the same way, and I really can't touch on why that is. You feel me? It's like we always looking to blame somebody else. You feel me? And I think we need to start taking our responsibility of our own situation first. I know a lot of people don't like that, like to hear that. They want to always go back to systematic racism, this, that, and the third. But, at this point in time, I feel as though we already know what's going on. We already know we behind the 8 ball. We got to work 2-3 times as hard as the next man and woman. So at the end of the day, since we already know that, you feel me, we have to apply what we already know and just go harder, in my opinion, as far as education, stuff like that, because that's the only way things going to change. Because as long as there's poverty here and there's no resources here in the city, we're going to keep getting the same, it's going year after year, it's just going to keep getting worse and worse. The kids right now are so desensitized. I see some of these kids running around here like they don't care. You feel me? We got 13, 14-year-olds out here talking about shooting, carrying guns, and this, that, and the third. You feel me? So, that's where, my perspective of violence comes from. The grassroots got to start at home first. You feel me? If we can't, my home is the city, Trenton. So, I want, I'm tired of talking. You feel me? I need things to improve. Because my daughter lives here. My brothers and sisters lives here. You feel me? And I want it safe for them. I want them to be able to play outside without worrying about, getting hit by a stray bullet.
Exactly.
At this point in time, I mean, like, it's getting old. It's getting old real fast. It's like we already know the end results of the things that we're going to do. What I mean? Like, you know the end result. You out here hustling. You know where it's going to lead. You know where it's going to lead you, to jail or death. You feel me? And it's to the point right now, I think some of these young boys out here enjoy the violence, which is sad, because they don't see nothing. They don't have no hope. You feel me?
You by like all you can tell by like the social media. You see on social media, you see people uploading these videos of people fighting, like I said, and it's girls now too. Like it's just getting out of hand, and it's like you're pushing this out like this is just something fun, like, or something that's okay, and it's not like and like I look at those things like that's just you setting yourself up to videotape yourself fighting somebody and stuff like that. Because then if it gets to a court case, you're in worse trouble than you thought you were. So like this social media, whether it's media takeout, if people uploading it on Facebook or Facebook Live, it's just getting out of hand, and that's promoting even more like this shit is attractive. So this is why it keeps being a trend. Jabril?
No, unfortunately, like I don't live in the city with you guys, so I mean I know it hits a little bit more personal and closer to home because you guys are out there. But I see the same thing out here. I mean, in Willingboro, Burlington, Florence, Mount Holly. There have been multiple shootings in the Willingboro area in the last couple of months. I mean, some parks are worse than others. It's like every other week or at least once in a while you hear somebody on Facebook or some social media talking about a shooting somewhere. Florence, I got some family out in Florence, so these last couple of weeks, I mean, they've had stabbing, they've had a shooting, they've had accidents out there, and it's like Clint was saying, like you were saying, like social media plays a major part in these things, and I just think it's a shame that as he said, like these kids are desensitized. Like you got these young kids out here talking about guns and shooting people and things like that. I mean, you shouldn't have elementary school kids. When I was in elementary school, that wasn't on my mind. I wasn't thinking about walking around with guns, having to protect myself, or just even having a gun out here talking about shooting people. Like I was in 11, 12, 13 years old. We was outside playing manhunt and hide and go seek and all kind of other things. And I mean, nowadays you got to worry about whether you're going to have a shooting somewhere. What was it? Was it last week or the week before where you guys had all those shootings out there in like a span of like 3 hours or something like that?
Yeah. Some people got shot,
Yeah, that's crazy. Like, you would never thought. I mean, everybody always says, like, no matter if it's Trenton, Camden, Willingboro, Burlington, like, oh, it was worse before and it got better. And then, like, all of a sudden you get a rash of shootings or you get a bunch of crimes or things like that, and then it just, like, takes away from everything positive that's trying to happen, because I know it's a lot of positive people out in Trenton trying to do a lot of things. And you hear about these incidents and accidents like that, and it just, the violence, I don't know what you have to do to stop it or what it is, but it's got to stop. There's no reason for this.
Yeah, it's crazy one thing, that one day that all those shootings occurred in that short span of hours. It was crazy because that was, for most Trenton public schools, that was back to school night.
Thanks.
And so people, like, you got, like, back to school night from 5:30 to 7:30, I believe. Like, I was out that one night. I was just out there near the AMPM. I was at my son's school, not too far from the AMPM, going to his back to school. And I had to walk up to Greenwood near the AMPM to catch the bus home. Like, you understand that these are kids still outside. These are, like, this stuff is just getting out of hand. Like, kids like to play outside. And like Clint said, you can't even play outside these days. Like, you can't go outside and play because stray bullets don't have no name on it. People don't care. People don't got no aim. They don't know how to shoot in their target or stuff like that. They're shooting just to shoot at somebody that's running and shoot somebody's innocent kid or shoot a person that's minding their own business. I mean, last year, it wasn't last year, it was the year before. These people were coming out of church and got shot. Like, come on.
Yeah. I think
like, this is crazy.
I think that one of the things that need to change is the narrative. Like, you know, most of these kids, young boys, even adults, you feel me? As soon as they get in an argument or a disagreement with somebody, excuse me, the first thing they think about is going to get a gun. You feel me? Or just violence in general.
Yeah.
You know, I think that needs to change. You feel me? First of all, going to get a gun, shooting somebody doesn't make you tough.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? If anything, to me, you look weak. You look weak because, first of all, you can't control your emotions. Secondly, you know what I mean, you scared to fight somebody man to man. You feel me? That's how I look at it. Like back, you know, even though fighting is a form of violence, but at the end of the day, you know, you get to walk home. You get to go home to fight another day. You feel me? It ain't all about kill, murder. You feel me? Then sometimes once you get it off your chest, you're done with it.
That's
you know what I mean?
That's the thing. These kids, well, not even kids, these people, it's like a spur of the moment thing, and they don't think of the consequences that they had to deal with. Like, it's not just I'm going to shoot this person and that's all I got to deal with. Like, these consequences are everlasting. Like, you got to, whether you shoot somebody or not, you got to, well, I mean, not whether you shoot somebody, but when you shoot somebody, it's not over after that. Whether the person is hit, killed, just hurt, like now you constantly watching your back because you don't know if people going to come after you. You got the cops that's going to be out here looking for you. You got it's a never-ending process, a never-ending cycle. You can shoot somebody's going to shoot you. And it's going to keep going back and forth. Like I said, you don't think of the consequences of okay, you either going to get caught, you're going to get shot, you're going to go to jail, you're going to die. And the whole process is going to start back over again because you shot my boy. Now I got to go find your people, and now I got to shoot one of your people. They don't think of these consequences. It's just a never-ending
cycle.
Uh-huh.
It's a never-ending cycle. It's just crazy, and I don't understand. Like, and like I get it. People fight, people argue, people do a lot of things, but sometimes the arguments be so petty, and then you're in a shooting match over something petty, like you know, like I remember I talked about this on the show before, but I used to watch that show on MSNBC, Cell Block S. This guy was serving a life sentence because he got to an argument with somebody on the basketball court over $10. He punched him, the man hit the crime freak and died. Like, do you understand your actions and what could happen over something so dumb? And that's all he had to say was, I'm in here because of something dumb.
Yeah, and because the main reason, I think, well, I ain't going to say the main reason, but another major reason is the lack of self-love out here. Like, you know, people don't love themselves. You feel me? There's a lot of fronting going on. See people thinking, you see it on social media and all that, people fronting, acting like they all that, this, that, the third. But deep down, you know what I mean, a lot of these people out here don't really love themselves. So if you don't love yourself, you know what I mean, you're not going to have no love for nobody else. You feel me? That's part of it, being desensitized. So, you know, when somebody, you can hear how people talk, you know what I mean? Like, where I'm, you know, it's like a little close-knit. Like, everybody know everybody in my little neighborhood. You feel me? So, when somebody get murdered, like somebody from out here got murdered, you feel me, over this past weekend, you know, got shot. They shot him up and then stomped on his head after they killed him. You feel me? That was in the paper. Happened on East Stuyvesant. You feel me? So when the people talk about it out here, you know, some people, even if they grew up, talk about it like it's an everyday thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It ain't no, like, oh, my God, this, that, and the third. It's like, it's regular. You feel me? And it's somebody you grew up with. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like it's no There's no strong emotional connection out here no more. So people really don't, you know what I mean? People don't have that level of care because they don't care for themselves. You know what I mean? Because they walking around here like, that could be me any day, or I could do that to somebody any day. That's how dudes walking around here with that front up.
Yeah.
You know, and then the first thing when they get caught up and go to jail, you know, now they mad that they did what they did, and, you know, now they snitching on everybody, and, you know, and that's that cycle that keeps going on.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's like, it's crazy out here. You know what I mean? It's crazy. But I know one of the main solutions to it is education. And you know, the one thing we always talk about, we had the show about financial literacy as well. You feel me? Because, you know, as long as there's poverty, you know what I mean, extreme poverty in this city, it's always going to be a strong level of violence. So until we can fix that, you feel me, that violence isn't going nowhere. You know, so my perspective on the violence, I just wanted to keep it, you know, at home first. I just wanted to talk about the city. You feel me? I know Jabril, he want to talk about it on another level as well.
Yeah, but that's the show. Like when you talk about violence, and you talk about it from all different angles. But before Jabril chimes in, I want to give out the phone number so if you guys want to call in and join this topic or state your thoughts and opinions on the matter, definitely call in. I know it's a must talked about. It's a must talk topic because it's something that we need to talk about. It's something that we need to figure out how to find creative ways to slow this violence thing that's going crazy and rapid in this world down. But definitely, number is 657-383-1155. Jabril, it's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, this last week, I mean, within a couple of days of each other, violence is starting to spike back up again with these police officers who are out here shooting armed people, unarmed people, regardless whether it's, of course, these last couple of ones have been black men over the last couple of days. You had the one in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the guy in North Carolina. And it's funny because I listen to a lot of radio when I'm at work, mostly talk radio, and you had these people out here these last couple of weeks protesting Colin Kaepernick and his whole national anthem and not standing for the national anthem, and they have a problem with that. And then within, like I say, a span of a couple of days, you get two guys that are shot by cops, and people don't seem to have an issue with that. They don't see the issue with that, and they can't comprehend why Colin Kaepernick is out here protesting the national anthem. We have cops that are getting away with things like shooting an unarmed guy. I mean, first they tased him, and I don't know if the story how it came out, but I know they at one point said that they tased a guy in Oklahoma first, and then they shot him while he was on the ground. But still, like I said, you have people out here who are protesting Colin Kaepernick for not standing for the anthem and saying he's being disrespectful and wondering what he's protesting. And then you have things like this that are happening, and these people can't put these things together and wonder, okay, this is what he's talking about. That just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, they're just seeing things one-sided. They're just seeing it one-sided. They don't want to admit that there is an issue out here in the world.
It's normal police business to stop somebody. This person had to have done something for them to be shot. But with that guy in Tulsa, from what I've read, one girl tased him, or she went to tase him, and then the other one, allegedly, she mistakenly grabbed the gun instead of the taser and shot him.
How many times have you heard that, though? That's happened before where a cop mistakenly grabbed his
like those are two different weapons.
Thinking it was a taser. Years ago, that guy in San Francisco, the BART train that got shot, they made the movie about him. The cop basically shot him point blank. He said he thought he had his taser and he had his gun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you don't keep both of those on the same side of you, and like if you don't have a taser and the gun right next to each other, one side on one side, one's on the other side, or even still, they're different weapons. You can be able to tell the difference between a taser and a gun.
Yeah, she didn't mistakenly pull out her gun. That was in the same town. That's another story of a cop that happened by like a year or two ago who thought they had their taser out and Tulsa had their gun out. She knew she had her gun out. Yeah, she pulled her gun out.
But that's why I don't even understand how that happened, because you see he's walking back to his car. Like, why are you allowing this man to walk back to his car if he's so much of a problem? Like, it just looks, from what I saw in the videos, this is like they approached him, they asked him questions, whatever. You know, all the cops ran up on him, and then they let him walk away, and then all of a sudden he gets shot, and then everybody's backing up like you know, looking real suspicious. So I don't know if you guys saw that video, but like, what was your take from it?
Well, I saw the video, and I mean, it's crazy because, no matter whether it's one of these cop shooting videos, a fight video, whatever it is, you never get the whole picture. You only see part of it. So when they had the video, you know, it started off with the guy with his hands up walking toward his car. They had the dash cam cameras going. They had the helicopter overhead. And you only saw a part of it, him walking back to his car. And it just so happened that as he got shot or tased and then shot, that the overhead camera just happened to kind of miss that shot or be at a bad angle. The video I saw was just, it was crazy. I mean, this guy had his hands up. I didn't see him make any threatening move. Actually, he was moving away from the cops, so there was no reason that they should have felt threatened. I guess I see it differently because I'm not a cop and I don't deal with this every day. You know, they say cops are always on edge because they never know what you're going to do. But this guy is moving away from you with his hands up and he's going back to his car. And we could clearly see that his windows were up, his door was closed, so it's not like he was reaching for a gun. I mean, I don't care who disagrees.
Didn't they say his car had broke down in the middle of the road?
Yes,
that was the initial issue?
Yes and no. The initial issue was they were responding to a whole separate call. They were already responding to a domestic violence call, and they just happened to come across him who had his car broke down in the middle of the road. My thing is, what happened with the domestic violence call? Did you send other officers there? Did anybody ever get to that domestic violence 911 call, which was the original reason why all those cops were on their way that way anyway? But yes, his car broke down in the road, and that's how they came upon him. But it's not like they were called to him originally. Yes, there were calls that were made that said there was a car broke down, but originally they were on their way to a totally separate call, totally separate issue, and just happened to come across him.
And my issue with that is, you feel me? You seen all the other cops that was out there with her. You feel me? Why did she feel? Because if you read her story, she responded. She said she was scared. She never been that terrified in her life. You feel me? That's what she said. You got all the other cops standing out there with you, but it was only one shot fired. It was only one shot fired. That was from her gun. You feel me? So it was like, to me, she was kind of trigger happy. You feel me? Then you got the dudes up there in the helicopter. You got one guy up there talking
like a bad guy.
Yeah, like how can you tell?
He's doing something or something.
Exactly. And then he said, this was crazy. You feel me? You could say all of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
When she shot him, the dudes from the helicopter didn't even say he got shot. They said, they tasing him now.
They tased him,
Uh-huh. No, she shot him. And then her husband was up there in that helicopter.
Yeah, her husband was in the helicopter.
Cop. Yeah.
They don't know who made the comment. They don't think it was her husband that made that comment, but whoever was in that helicopter, one of those guys, I'm guessing it was two, one of those two guys that was in that helicopter was her husband. And, for them to be up there in the air and talking about, he's a big guy, he looks like he's on something, he looks like he's going to be a problem and all this other stuff, they're in the air. There's no way they can make that observation.
This is crazy. I don't understand. I had a discussion with somebody that's crazy because, we talked about the Current Games thing. I had a discussion with somebody, and I said, we talked about playing time, how a lot of black folks tend to jump on the bandwagon because they see it as another black person getting killed. And, I look at situations separately. Every situation is different. Her situation was completely different than this situation. You can't really see the difference, and I don't know what you're looking at, but, a lot of people don't a lot of people still feel that she didn't do anything wrong. She just got killed and it was wrong. Or like there's basically like no, not even that, like they basically came there to kill her and that was it. And that none of her actions, like she's not accountable for any of her actions that she chose that particular day. And I just feel like when there's situations like this situation is very different. You see it from like you said, you don't get to see everything. You catch it from whenever they choose to show all the footage at whatever point. And like we see it well after that, you can see bits and pieces. So you kind of judge off of that. But as far as anybody can see right now, it doesn't seem like it was justified. It doesn't seem like she was in danger. It was it was like way more cops than it was him.
It definitely wasn't, because now she's getting charged with manslaughter. They have their warrant out for her arrest, so it definitely wasn't justified. They just said she unlawfully and something else basically murdered this guy. So she's getting charged with first-degree manslaughter. So yes, they do realize something was wrong. And back to one of the points that Clint made, it was a lot of cops out there. You had one cop that had a taser out. You had the lady who had her gun out, and there was also another cop that had nothing. They were all within feet of this guy. So if you had one cop out there who obviously doesn't have anything in his hands, he obviously thinks that this person isn't a threat to him or anybody else, because you're approaching a guy that you don't know without any type of protection between you and him. No mace, no nightstick, no taser, no gun. You're walking up to this guy with nothing in your hand, and then all of a sudden you had a cop with a taser and a cop with a gun. And there's something wrong with that picture. Something wrong with that picture. You have those are at least three cops that they said. One had a taser, one had the gun, one had nothing. So you got at least three cops, and I'm pretty sure there was a whole lot more out there besides those three. Mm-hmm. And you have at least one of them there who has nothing in his hand approaching the situation. There's definitely something wrong with that.
Yeah.
Her immediate response after she shot him was like shots fired. Like she said it like he was shooting back. He started shooting at her and she shot him. Like shots fired. Like, no, you the only one that fired the shot, lady.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, what are you talking about?
I mean, there was from the video, there was no, even from the video, there was no, he made no crazy movements. He's walking away. I mean, come on now. I know everybody's gonna say you got to give these cops the benefit of the doubt. Oh, what if he would have had a gun? You know, you never know. But in my mind, like I said, because I'm not a cop, I guess I see things differently. But if you're walking to your car with your hands up, and she shot him because they had a brief encounter, exchange for a minute and a half before, and he wasn't obeying commands, and he wasn't answering her, he was mumbling to himself, he had his hands in his pocket and all these other things. But if he put his hands in his pocket multiple times and he never pulled a gun out, and he had loose clothing, so you never had a chance to actually see whether he had a gun or not, your whole thing is to try to de-escalate that situation. We talk about that plenty of times where these cops aren't de-escalating situations, they're actually escalating situations. And if you had that much time to have a conversation with him and he's not complying with orders, but he's walking away from you with his hands up, he wasn't running, he didn't turn around and act like he was going to point something at you, and you still shot him, and people don't see a problem with this, all they want to say is, oh, well, maybe what if he would have had a gun? But you didn't do anything threatening or anything in any kind of crazy manner that would have put those cops' lives in danger. Just because I'm walking away from you with my hands up does not give you the right to shoot. Clear example, the guy that was laying on the ground in Florida with the mental patient. He was laying on the ground in Florida with his hands up on his back. So he clearly didn't have any way to make any type of threatening moves or do anything crazy. He still got shot. What did the cops shoot him for? He doesn't know. That was the cop's reason. I don't know. Why did you shoot me? I don't know. That doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. And like I said, everybody's gonna sit here and listen and be like, oh well, you're not a cop and you don't understand what they go through. But like I say, whether you're in a fight with somebody or you're a cop or whatever, you can tell somebody's movements, or if you're talking to somebody and you about to get in a fight, the first thing they're going to do is either turn sideways, they're going to ball their fists up, they're going to look away or something like that. This dude was walking away with his hands in the air, and they still shot him. like I say, it's crazy to me that people don't understand and don't see this. But you're gonna have those people out there that are gonna say the whole what ifs and she didn't know and he could have had this and he could have had that. She didn't have the
wait till it happens to somebody that wait till it happens to somebody that they know, and that's when they'll feel the outrage. Even that guy, I don't know if you guys remember, it was a guy that he was a deaf guy. He was driving, and he got pulled over by a cop and he got killed because apparently he looked threatening, and that they thought that the cop was worried for his safety, and he got killed, and he couldn't talk.
Oh yeah, I heard about that one.
The other shooting that happened in North Carolina. Now the stories have been coming out about that, and I haven't been able to follow all of them because everything that I hear is different. One is saying that he had a gun, that he got out the car and he was holding the gun, aiming the gun at the police. You got other stories that are out there that are saying he was sitting in the car reading a book, and people are saying there was no book, but they had a gun. There's family saying he didn't have a gun. I think it was like the mayor or the chief or something was on the news this morning saying that you can't believe everything you hear on social media, that once the facts and the actual story comes out, a lot of people's opinions and things are going to change. Now that whole situation is crazy. Like I said, I haven't gotten the full story because every time I hear a different story, it's something in it new or something different is changing. So I kind of want to hear how that one plays out.
Yeah, I definitely want to hear how that's going because they over there, you know what I mean, they riding, they got hit with tear gas. You know, I was watching a video earlier, you know, them arguing, going back and forth with the cops that's standing out there. You know, it's wild out there right now. I think they said the National Guard was called.
Yeah, they had a state of emergency, and they called the National Guard. Now, let me ask you all this. Do you think that's a good thing that they're doing out there? I mean, there's a whole difference between protesting and just straight up looting and rioting. Me personally, I don't think they're going to get anything accomplished with these riots and they're breaking into Walmart and breaking into stores and doing all this stuff like that. That's not going to get anything done, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's the same way. That's how I felt about Ferguson. It's like y'all. It's like it's senseless, man. It's like it's stupid. At the end of the day, I don't care if people get mad at me when I say that. It's real stupid to me, and it's cowardly. Because if your beef is really with the police, you know what I mean. The police right there. They standing right there in front of you. If you really that mad and you want to do something, your opportunity is right there. But instead, you take this opportunity and then go break in a Walmart.
Yeah. And
start looting. Like, how was that? You know what I mean? What does that do for the cause? You know what I mean? How is that helping you? How is that helping the situation? All I see is you taking advantage of a terrible situation for your own gain. Mm-hmm. You're not, you know what I mean? I don't want to hear you talking about, oh, you doing this for the cause, this, that, and the third. Like, no, you're not. No, you're not. You making it harder for us. You're making us look bad. Well, no. You making yourself look bad. You ain't making me look bad. That ain't out there looting. You feel me? But you're not doing nothing for the cause. So I never respected that. If you wanted to go to war, you wanted to go to, you know what I mean, you so mad at the police, this, that, and the third. Well, they right there. You feel me? They human just like you. They bleed just like you. You feel me? It ain't no real difference. You feel me? Just that they got a badge and they allowed to carry a gun. But if you wanted to go to war with them, you go to war with them. My thing is, you're not going to win that battle. We're not going to win that battle.
And that's even on top of that, if you want to go to war with the cops, you understand that you might not make it out alive. I don't want to hear, oh, that's messed up, they killed so-and-so. You decided to take it upon yourself to walk up to a cop, shoot a cop, or address a cop in a manner that makes them feel threatened and they shoot you, then you need to make sure, for one, you have life insurance and that you have your shit in order. And I don't want to hear no rest in peace. Oh, that's messed up. He's a martyr for the cause. They just killed him. There's a black man dead. That man or woman chose to do that to themselves. If you choose to walk up to an officer of the law and try to shoot and kill them, or try to kill them, whether you shoot or whatever, then understand that if you don't make it out of there, I don't want to know rest in peace to so and so. Like they said that somebody's kid died, but that person chose their life at that point. It's assisted suicide because you chose to go do something that you knew they were going to shoot and kill you for. Like let's just be real. Let's be real honest about it. If you feel that way, that's strongly, that's what you want to do. Life insurance, and understand that you might not make it out of there, and that I just don't want to hear so and so that's messed up. It's not messed up. They walked into some situation that they didn't fully understand that they might not make it out of.
This is my thing. This is my thing. Because we was talking about the difference between white people and black people before. And how white people, they really they will go out and die for theirs. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like they went to Civil War. You feel me? They went for their revolution. You hear me? So now say people talk about the revolution that would not be televised or this, that, and they want to go to a revolution. And the only way for that is by the gun. You feel me? That's the only way it's going to get done is by the gun. If you want to go that route, if you want to take over and this, that, and the third, that route. So if y'all want to go that route, then do it. You feel me? Don't pussyfoot. You feel me? Like don't pussyfoot. Don't be looting. Don't disguise. You know what I mean? Like to me, that's that's coward shit. You feel me? Like you ain't really about it. So don't talk about it because deep down inside that you're not gonna win that fight that way. You feel me? Because we talked about this before. Like you're not gonna win that fight against them that way.
Yeah.
Because they got too many weapons. You feel me? They outgun us. You feel me? It's just not. They got more money. They got all the resources that we don't. So to think that we can go out here and match their violence with violence, in some cases, maybe, you feel me? Maybe you got to send a message like that Dallas situation. You feel me? It's going to be cases like that again where all the cops got shot.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? It's going to be cases like that again because at the end of the day, a message still has to be sent like, we just not going to sit back.
Yeah.
You feel me? And get murdered. You feel me? That's not what. Yeah,
they had that in Philly. What was that, last week or early? Yeah, last week when the dude went out and just started randomly shooting everybody in Philly.
Yeah.
Walked up to the cop, let off some shots at the cops, ran off down the street, started shooting random people in cars and standing outside, and wound up getting in the shootout with the cops. It's like, I don't know, it's crazy. Not to cut you off, but
nah, you good.
Let me ask you this. Now, over the weekend, they had the terror guy in Jersey and New York setting off the bombs and the pressure cooker bombs and all of that, and terrorists. Well, first of all, I hate that word terrorist because everything that happens nowadays is considered some type of terroristic threat or terrorist or something. They seem to confuse the word Muslim and terrorist. Basically, they're all grouped into one. Like immediately, if they have a foreign name or some type of Muslim or Indian or not American background, they're automatically considered a terrorist. And one, I have a problem with that, but that's a whole separate issue. My question that I'm going to say is the bombing suspect that set off all these bombs was taken in by the police alive after he had a shootout with the police. Yeah, they took him to the hospital because he had a gunshot, but he was taken to the hospital, and he was already known to have set off bombs and tried to create casualties and everything. He was taken in alive by the police, but we have these guys, especially a lot of black men in America, who are unarmed, not causing any issues, haven't had any type of run-ins with the law or anything that are known at that time, and they're getting killed. Do you see a problem with that?
Value. Brother Shannon Sharp. He got he be on Fox Sports 1. He got a show with Skip Bayless. And he broke it down perfectly, that situation, and it comes down to value. They took that man alive because, in their eyes, you feel me, he a terrorist. He may got information for about other terrorists, who he working with, other cells, this, that, and the third. You feel me? Even if in reality he doesn't, that's their thought process. That since he being a terrorist, he trying to set off bombs. Who else he working with? Is there this, that, and the third? A black man, he don't hold no value. You feel me? His life is worthless. So now, we could take his life because he can't give us nothing. He just another nigga.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So it all comes down to value. They don't value our lives, and that's why you had the Black Lives Matter movement, or you got people out here protesting the right way. It's like, yo, y'all don't. You feel me? Y'all treat us at the like we are bottom of the barrel. You feel me? And all we asking for is to treat us equally.
Yeah.
Even though in my mind, like I'm at the point to where we need to stop asking them to treat us equally. We shouldn't really care about how they treat us. We should handle our own business. They can't stop us. You feel me? You feel me? We already got as long as we got those civil rights, now it's about, in my mind, money. You feel me?
Yeah.
And wealth.
Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. We have a caller. Call you on the line with GSP Radio. Hello?
Good evening. How y'all doing? What's good with y'all?
What's
Yeah,
going
man.
on?
I'm the number one fan, man. I appreciate y'all. Sincere, society topics and everything y'all talk about.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Y'all doing number one things in my society, man. But at the end of the day, I like to piggyback on whatever you guys are talking about. And enough is enough in today's society. Enough is enough, and we justice is not like on our side, and
Facts.
and
Let me ask you this.
you
say enough is enough, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So what has to be done now? Because we've had plenty of shows about this before, and this isn't just like, oh, this just happened this week. This just happened last month. It's been happening for it's longer than that, but it's spiking.
It's not going to stop
about the last 2 or 3 years.
It's not going to stop happening.
Yeah, I know, but you're saying enough is enough, but that means that something has to do, something has to change, something has to stop. We have to do something, but what is it that can be done?
Well, the things that have to be done is out of our control. It's got to be it's got to be up to our leaders in communities and higher offices and in higher positions as state, federal, and everything. Like whoever you look up to as your role model in your state or your city or your judicial, offices.
I got you on that, but
yeah,
I don't mean to cut you off, but I got you on that. But say Colin Kaepernick is my role model, and I look up to him, and he's doing his thing. But you got people that are hating on him that don't want him to stand up and do his thing. I understand you say you got your local government, your state, your officials, and things like that, and your role models. But if they have an issue with him doing that, then what else can be done?
Then we can't prosper. We all got to stick together. We all have to have a one voice for all this got to be correct. We can't be divided. You know what I'm saying? If you divide it, then you're going to make excuses for what happens tomorrow instead of standing for what happened today. You understand what I'm saying? So what happens tomorrow, we're going to have to deal with it tomorrow, but we have to stand up for what happened today. And Kaepernick, is only, a role model of what we would like to say he's saying is for us. So he's in a position to voice our opinions. But as the people that are down there that have to deal with it constantly, day to day, we have to stick together and make a stand and say enough is enough. And that starts with community. That starts with brotherhood. That starts with family without being divided. If you take a household, take each household, and if they stick together and say, we're not going to alienate ourselves with the next neighbor as far as black people, white people, Hispanic people, and all society, all races. We all got to come together for this genocide to end. Because I look at it as a genocide. People in higher power are dictating how we live our lives in fear. You understand, bro?
I agree. I agree that somebody was I was watching and they was making a point of like black people, like we all could come together, facts. But if we don't have support from the higher ups, then we really ain't gonna make no noise.
Impact.
It's like we need the white people that is on our side to speak up too. Because if you go all the way back to the civil rights movement or wherever, it was always white people that was on the front line with us.
Exactly.
It's coming back again.
Exactly.
It's coming back again.
Exactly.
It's coming back again.
At this point,
because the same person that was in the presidential race, Bernie Sanders, stood with black people. Bernie Sanders stood with black people side by side with the injustice. You know what I'm saying? So where is our famous leader, Jesse? Where's Jesse Jackson at? Where's Al Sharpton at? Where's all these people that say that they care and they are for black people that hold political or society, community offices? Where's the NAACP at? Where's the NAACP at? And all this crisis going on.
That's the problem now.
Yeah,
the NAACP, they stand for rights of the advance of colorment of people. That's what the NAACP stand for. There's white people that are associated with the NAACP. They stand with us, but black people, they want to divide everything that happens against black people and say that this is our fault. We did this to ourselves. We're killing each other. But when we kill each other, nobody says nothing.
Realistically speaking, we are part of the problem. Like, realistically speaking, and that's just being honest, we are a part of our own problem too. We're not our problem, our own genocide. If we're killing each other, and we're not outraged by us killing each other, but we're only outraged if a white person kills a black person, like that's
but those two separate arguments. Those two separate arguments, though.
It is, but at the same time, it's like, but at the same time, we should be just as outraged if it were like I said, like how we are outraged with our city. The city of Trenton is crazy right now. It's just random stuff. We're outraged. As we're outraged about our own city, we need to be outraged. Like, as this is at the same, if not more, about regular people just killing us. Like, it's crazy. And like you said, it's not as many leaders out here that are like really backing, like you said, like the Al Sharpton is doing what he want to do. Jesse Jackson doing whatever he want to do. But I think that I agree with Clint. It's not going to happen if we don't have white people that feel as strongly as we do about what's happening to us.
But see, that's
so.
When
Can I
ask
you a question?
That's
go ahead.
When I say that, that pertains to the systematic racism or the the people in power, like the police, killing us and stuff like that, and our value. We need other races to come. Of course, we need to love ourselves more. You feel me? But the thing is, with that, we killing ourselves. If you look at the numbers, white people kill themselves at the same exact rate as we do, if not more. So, the problem with us, that's why I hate the term black on black crime. That's why earlier when I brought up the problem with us and our city is poverty.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
as long as there's poverty, you know what I mean, people poor, there's always going to be violence. I don't care what race it is.
Mhm.
Anywhere around America, America, the world, wherever there's poverty, you know, and no hope, there's going to be a high level of violence. You feel me?
It's
so
systematic.
race to me really doesn't.
It's a systematic problem.
Yeah.
It's systematic. Yeah, exactly. We're conditioned.
You know what I mean?
We're conditioned to live in these conditions to fight against each other, so they can make a case and say, you know what, they're doing this to each other, so we can do it to them. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So as long. Huh?
I have a question. I know you guys, most of us are on social media. Has anybody been seeing the Isaiah Washington talking about how we need to call out for a 24-hour boycott of not going to work, school, or anything?
He's not
That's not
relevant.
gonna work.
He's not relevant. You know why he's not relevant? Because he's just now saying something after all this is going on. Where was he at when Trayvon Martin got killed? Where was he at? He's just trying to be,
the same people, a lot of people that were speaking out when Trayvon Martin got killed are still not speaking out.
But
currently.
he's just a needle. He's just a needle in a haystack. He's just a needle in a haystack. That's all he is. He's just a needle in a haystack. If you look at Isaiah Washington, the person that's in the same room as you, that you say Isaiah Washington, they don't even know who the hell Isaiah Washington is. So he's not relevant. He's a needle in a haystack. Okay? When you have Don King endorsing Donald Trump and calling niggas, okay?
Yeah,
you have Donald,
I saw that. I was like, wow.
You have Don King, Don fucking King, saying, you know, being a Negro is you have to walk like a nigga and talk like a nigga. You know, like, you know, we have stooped to that level of ignorance. We have stooped to that level of ignorance. That's why they're not going to appreciate us. They're not going to accept us and respect us, because we have leaders like, he's not even a leader. Don King's not even a leader. You know, he's a public
figure. But he's a well-known person.
Yeah.
Why? Because he robbed Tyson?
Yeah,
he robbed Tyson all his money because that was a dumb nigga. He just said that.
Yeah. And that's where my
exactly.
That's what my point is. You feel me? Like, all right, everybody take off. You know what I mean? I heard J. Rose said, you know, it's not going to work. I agree with it, because first of all, we're not the top minority no more. You feel me? So any leverage that we had back in the day
is gone.
That's kind of it's gone. So now, what do we have? We don't own nothing. We don't have no capital. All we are as a community is consumers.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? We just spend money, buy everything up. You feel me? So they don't really care. All right, y'all go ahead, take off, lose your jobs, this, that, and the third. Your only person y'all hurting is yourself. That's not going to help.
And your community.
That's not going to and your community. You know what I mean? You're not hurting us. The only way you hurt them is, all right, you go to work, but when you get your money, don't spend it with them. You feel me?
You have to be in a position of power.
Invest your money.
Position of power.
Yeah,
you have to be. You have to be like a CEO. You have to be like, you know, a business owner, a small business owner. That's where you hurt their pockets at. But as long as you are a consumer, spending your dollars and in their money in their pockets, they're not gonna look at you as like, you know, like you. They're gonna give you respect, because they can do whatever they want to you. You're gonna come spend that money back.
Yeah. We don't hold no wealth. You know what I mean?
Nope.
We don't own nothing. You feel me? That's the only way we go. You know what I mean? That we get. That's why you always hear back in the day, from Malcolm X to the Black Panthers, even Martin Luther King to the Nation of Islam. All of them. Everybody been saying that from all the way back then. Spend money. Buy black. You feel me? Use your money in your community. Build your community up.
With the Black Wall Street, they tore that down because they was rising.
Yeah, but see, they can't do that. They can't do that now, because then it'd be too obvious. You know what I mean? It'd be too obvious to the world.
I mean to cut you off, bro. Can I ask you a realistic question? When's the last time that you heard a Chinese person with their hands up was murdered?
Never.
You haven't heard that because you know why? Because they own businesses in the black community. They own businesses that control and dictate how we survive in our own community. We spend money with them. They're the ones that call police on us when they feel like as though they don't want us in their establishments. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to justify nothing. I'm not trying to, rationalize what's going on, in the recent, in the recent, events in social economy that's going on right now. But at the end of the day, we don't own nothing. We don't have nothing. That's why they can take everything from us. So we don't have nothing no more. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly.
So,
exactly. And that's what, to me, that's where it goes back to, education, not just formal education. You got to continue to educate yourself. You got to read. You got to understand, why we're in the position we're in. Because if you understand it, you'll know it that at this point in this is a capitalistic society, which means money runs this. You feel me? Money runs this. We could talk about race. The only reason why that systematic racism existed is because they didn't want us to get that money. They didn't want us to get that wealth. You feel me? We could entertain them and get money that way, but, they don't want us owning nothing because they know if we start owning stuff, you feel me, that puts us in a position of power. Yep, we got some control. So now we can employ them. You feel me? Mm-hmm. That's the only way things going to change as far as that goes. You know what I mean? We got to start, as far as them listening to us or taking it seriously, we got to start putting, our money to work to own stuff.
Yeah.
You feel me? Until then, they're not really listening to us. You feel me? They'll do something.
And we have to have an open dialogue
for a certain period of time.
Dialogue within ourselves and within our community and be realistic with each other. We have to be realistic with each other and within our community. And, the saying goes as though, it takes a village to raise a child. You know what I'm saying? So the generation that right now is experiencing this, they have to pass that down to the generation that's coming up. When we all know, we can say, we all say, man, if I knew what I know now, I would have done things different back then. But it's too late. So if you know now what you could do different, if you was that kid that's next to you, that's 10, 11, 12 years old, teach them.
Pass that down.
They don't have to relive this. They don't have to relive this because our ancestors, our grandfathers, grandmothers, mothers, they struggled. We had it easy. Now we have it hard. It all comes back around. You know what I'm saying? So when we at 40, 55, 60 years old, we're going to look at the kids that are 21, 22 and say, you know what? You had it easy, but we had it hard. So we have to teach them now so history don't repeat itself. If you know your history, you know your roots. You understand what I'm saying?
Fact.
So you have to teach each other to don't repeat this stuff. Don't let them kill you. Kill them with education.
Mm-hmm.
Kill them with knowledge. Kill them with book sense. Not street sense. Street is dead. The streets is dead. You can get killed in the streets, but you can't fucking get killed in the classroom. Well, you can if you're white. I mean, you're white, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But you have to teach. But you have to teach the next generation that's coming up. You got to teach the next generation that's coming up how to be more responsible. Make them understand where we come from, where we going, and where we want to go at. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to be doomed to repeat it again. Exactly. We're not going to see another black president. Exactly. We're never going to see another black president.
I don't believe so either. I don't believe so either. You feel me? I don't believe so either. Because, I think, you feel me, with him becoming president, it exposed a lot of people's true feelings.
Yeah.
About black people. You know what I mean? It exposed that quiet, because at the end of the day, white people are the quiet majority. You feel me? It's like they outnumber us by so much. Like, it's ridiculous. So now, I mean, say you got 100 white people, it's probably like 100 to like 13 black people. For every 100, it's only like 13 black people. You see what I'm saying? And that's being generous.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So even if 50 of those white people love blacks, they gonna genuinely love us. We still outnumber 50 to 13 that hate us. You feel me? So it's like, it's, you know what I mean? So I can hear, you got to hear when some white people be like, you know what I mean, racism don't exist, because it really don't to some of them, because there's so many of them compared to us. You feel me? Some of them don't even see it. Some of them don't even encounter
by that. Yeah, they have to be influenced by that, because the other percent got to influence the other percent to bring that up to a 50%. You know what I mean? So
I got you. I'm following.
So So if you have 5 people that don't believe in racism, then you have another 5 people that believe, like, you know what, all this, I'm gonna vote for Donald Trump. Then they influence the other 5 people that to go against the other race. So that's what's happening all around America right now. Because Donald Trump is saying that people cannot say in public.
Some people ain't listening to what Donald Trump's saying. They just like him solely based off the fact that he is not a politician. That's the only reason. I work with a lot of people that are not black, and they like him just on the strength, not even listening to what he's been saying or not even caring, just on the strength that he is not a politician. They are willing to vote this man in. And we have discussions like, are you listening to what he is saying? Like, forget the fact that he's not a politician. Listen to what he's saying.
He ain't saying much.
No, exactly, but
he's the most smart
racist
businessman ever. He's the smartest businessman ever. Yeah. He's the smartest businessman ever, because you know what? He can say what he want to say, because you know what? Money talks.
Yeah.
Somebody, I was watching something. And they made a real point, because the show about violence, but it's also about the cause of violence, and we talk about poverty, you know what I mean, money and stuff like that is a root cause of violence, the lack thereof, but we talking about wealth as well, and they was talking about how Donald Trump at one point was $500 million in debt, right? And he was able to make a phone call. You feel me? He was able to make a phone call, and he just like that. You feel me? He was, he was able to get his stuff together and get out of debt and become a billionaire again. You feel me?
Just like that.
That's because because the people he know, his circle. First of all, they garnered wealth, and it's the knowledge. He had the knowledge that, of how to get it already. You know what I mean? See, as a black dude, he was like, he's like, I never experienced those. He's like, if I go $3 or $4 million in debt, who I'm gonna call?
Yeah.
You see, I can't make that phone call. Now, matter of fact, it was Master P. It was Master P. Y'all can YouTube it. It just came through. It was Master P.
Call. Yeah.
He was
Master P.
Yeah, he's like, he can't make that phone call. He's like, who I'm gonna call? He's like, so when we talk about power, he's like, I don't know what I'd do if I was ever in that much debt. You feel me? He's like, I got $1 billion mind, but at the same time, I need resources.
Yeah.
We don't have the resources as a community. And that's going back to my point. Like, we have to
people don't spend money within the black community. Yeah.
Exactly. Yep. You know what I mean? We need to start working together, building businesses together. You feel me? And that's how we build wealth. You know what I mean? That's how we build resources. You know what I mean? What was that Jay-Z line? You know what I mean? If every man in your clique is rugged, nobody could fail. You feel me? Like
Right.
if we all tough, not tough, but we all got the
resources.
We all got the money, the resources. If one of us fall off, we can always lean on the next for a moment to get back up. You feel me?
Yeah.
At this point, the situation we in now, it's like, it's like, bro, if you fall off, it's like, damn, you can't lean on me. If you lean on me, I'ma fall too.
Yeah.
Everybody's
got
for
no
self.
resources.
Everybody's for self. Everybody's for self.
Exactly.
Everybody's for self. Now imagine, no, I don't mean to cut you off. Now imagine we have a room full. Imagine we have a room, 10 people in the room. 10 people in the room. All right. Now, if 7 of those people don't have no LLCs, limited liability corporations, all right. Now the rest have limited liability corporations. That means I'm in the power to employ you, but you have to bring something to the table, an idea, not even financial, but an idea, So if we all come to the table with an idea, it can make you go get your LLCs. That means now you can go and bring somebody else to the table and have an LLC with an idea. Now we are growing as a group, but if I have an LLC, a limited liability corporation, and I have all these people that are just say-sos and yes-mans and all of that, but I'm wasting my time because they're not ambitious enough to go get their LLCs, which is cost $60 to $75. So you don't want to spend that money.
But you know why, bro?
Spend that
money.
You know
why?
Yeah. Why?
Because they don't know.
Right.
They don't know no better,
bro. They're not educated enough.
Exactly.
Right.
They don't know no better.
That's what Thomas said.
You feel me? They don't know no better. It's like
exactly.
My boy just came home from jail. You feel me? This year, a few months ago, he did 12 years. You feel me? Just came home. Now, before he went in, he was getting that bread, hustling. You feel me? Like he had money. I'm talking about money. You feel me? When he came home, me and him was having a conversation a couple weekends ago. He was like, bro, I'm sitting in jail and I'm reading, right? He was like, all that money I had, he's like, I used to think I needed hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars to start a business.
Nope.
He was like, I get in jail, I get locked up, and I'm reading. I'm like, man, people starting businesses with $1,000, $2,000, $500. You feel me? And he was like, I never knew that. You feel me? I never knew nothing about. He was like, I always wanted to start my own business when I had that money back. But he's like, I was thinking in my mind, I needed hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars just to get started.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And he was like, if I knew, just like you was just saying a minute ago, Jabril, if I knew then what I knew now, things would be so much different. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So it all comes down to knowledge. You feel me? Like he had it, but he didn't know how to use it.
You don't know,
you know what I mean? With
it.
some people, when they have money, they don't know how to use it, and that's why they end up broke again.
Mhm.
You feel me? The lack of knowledge.
We all end up in a cycle. We all up in a cycle that where we are consumers of people that have money because they're not investing back in our community because we put them back in that position because they were just like us. They were just like this. They were just like us, but they used our dollars to get to where they at because we helped them get to where they are at, and they consumed the whole black community. They're not putting back. They're not putting money back in the community. They're not putting back money in the black community. They're not. They're not.
Nope.
And at the end of the day, that's just a sad fact. That's just a sad, stat that you come to find out that I have money, you have money, but we're not able to open doors for each other because those doors are locked because those people already open doors for each other. We can't open doors for us because our money don't speak for us. Our status has to speak for us. We have to gain status. You know what I mean?
Fact.
That's why I remember when Kenya was on the show a couple of weeks back. I forget the topic we were talking about, And but I know she touched on when you own your house, instead of like most of us rent. When we own, we have appreciation for what we own, and we care more about the community that we're in because we had to live there because we own the house that we're living in. So like that, you know, as far as the violence and stuff like that, like when you own stuff, you're not putting money in somebody else's pocket. You're not putting money into someone else's investment. So I think that too, but like a lot of people don't understand, like there's different home buyer programs. There's different things you can get into, and you could, you know, if you make smart, most things offer you a loan. Yeah, but you got to kind of look at things and like read it and ask questions, attend these types of things. They always have, and I think one of my friends is actually attending a first-time home buyer program tonight. It was earlier tonight she went to. I don't know where it was, but a lot of people, like myself included, I'm nervous to buy a house. I always think that I don't have enough money, but when you look at like what actually you put into the house that you're renting, you're paying someone's mortgage, or you're actually most times you're paying more than what the mortgage is, or if they actually own the house, you're just paying the taxes, which you pay every 3 years. Not every 3 years, every 3 months. But like you buy the investment and stuff that you're putting into somebody else's house, which you could be having your own house and paying less rent. You know, because like you said, out here you basically trying to survive off a little bit of something just to live in a comfortable place to live. So if you own more, you know, you save yourself a whole lot of money and you can do more. And, you know, just different things. So I think people don't understand a lot of things, like, you know.
And stop looking for the one thing that irks me in the black community, you know what I mean, niggas is always looking for the easy way out.
Mm-hmm.
Or the quick come up. You feel me? It's not going to be easy. You feel me? You got to put that work in. You're at the end of the day, you'll appreciate it more. You feel me? So, you know, everybody want something to happen overnight or, you know, a quick fix. It don't work that way.
Mm-hmm.
It don't work that way. You know what I mean? It takes hard work, diligence, you know what I mean? Almost to the break. It's almost, sometimes it's going to push you to the breaking point.
Mm-hmm.
To where you almost want to quit, but you don't. You feel me? You got to keep forging ahead. And I was just reading the book. I just finished the book, second time reading it. It's called The Wealth Choice by Dennis Kimbro. And it's basically, like this last 30 minutes what we've been talking about, it's basically all the stuff he said in his book. And he gives you plenty of examples of black millionaires and all that. But the main theme of the book is building wealth. You feel me? How to save money. You know what I mean? Spending your own community. You know what I mean? It's written for black people. You know what I mean? That's what the book is written for. You know what I mean?
I think, and I also think like a lot of people that want to go and own their own business need to understand that, you know, you have to, like, because you get not all, but you get the few business owners that are in black communities, and there are black people. And like you said, a lot of our friends want discounts and stuff like that. I think that we need to learn how to be, like, go to school and learn how to be better business people, because you can't own a business and be ghetto. You need to you need to understand what you're doing. You need to, you know, have a business savvy mind to be able to talk to people on a business level and not, you know, because like I said, you go to some businesses, not all, but some, and you'll see how how people are. And it kind of deters you from wanting to go to visit other black establishments because you had a bad experience at one. Not all are the same, but for the ones that need to brushing up, you need to understand that you need to, like, have not only have a business mind, a business appearance. First impression is everything.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I want to say one thing. I want to say one thing. And the most important word that we always forget about within any community, it has to be black, white, Hispanic, or whatever, diversity. If we are a diverse people, meaning that whoever lives within whatever community, okay, there are diverse people within that community. So if you live in a black community, and you see diverse shops as far as, bodegas, corner shops, whatever, that you go work hard for your money and you spend money other than another black-owned business, that means your community is compromised because there are people that are more diverse than you that wanted more because they came here with less and they want to get more. Okay? So at the end of the day, we have to understand the economic ways of this country. Once we understand the economic ways and what's available for us and what we are entitled to, we are entitled to a lot more than people that just came. No disrespect, no racism, nothing like that. The people that just came here yesterday. But we are seeing people that are opening up and expanding and having more than what we have, that are pushing us back out the door. The door that was open for us by our ancestors. We're going out the door. There's other people that's behind us are coming in the door. They're coming in the door. The doors that were up, like they were open for us, that now we have to look. We got to look like we don't like. If you're like in a line, there's people cut in the line. They're cutting in the line further and further more. So diversity is important. Diversity is an important word, and once we understand that, we can all help each other, no matter what culture you are, what race you are. No matter what community you live in. So once we understand that, we are all better off as whole as a people, as human beings. We're all better off because there's a race war being started that don't need to be started, and then that's going to alienate everybody. Once you alienate it, that's going to put you in a subcategory. You know what I'm saying? That subcategory is going to make you feel like less. It's going to make you feel like you're not important. Once you feel like you're not important, that's when you go more hard. That's when you make yourself feel like, I want what's there for me. But if you understand the importance of yourself, you fall in the line and you work hard and you go get what's yours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all I got to say, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all radio show. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody, man. Y'all keep up the good job.
Appreciate the call.
It's past my bedtime. I'm about to watch the Patriots get their ass bust. No homo. Y'all have a good night, man. I'll see y'all next Thursday, man. Salute.
All right. Thanks for calling. Hello.
What's up? Yeah.
Yeah. But we almost at closing time, guys.
Yeah.
That was a good conversation. I mean, it went straight through the show, right to the after show.
Yeah.
It got deep.
That's what happens when you have like a good conversation and it's flowing, just it goes.
Exactly, and I think that's the conversation. We talked about we had this conversation before about investing and all that type stuff. Like we need to have more shows like that because, that's the stuff, that's the information, that's going to get us ahead. You feel me? And then, we might personally find out some stuff that help us personally get ahead. You feel me? Doing some research on this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? About building wealth and you know what I mean? Because like I said, one of the main causes in our community, one of the main issues, in our community is financial illiteracy.
Yeah.
You feel me? Financial illiteracy. You feel me? We're not literate enough financially to make any type of moves. You know what I mean?
That's why I'm glad. Like it was funny too because the deferred comp guy came to my job recently, and I'm just so glad that I opened that up because you never know. You got to plan. You never know what's going to happen to you, and just planning things better for yourself, and not just for yourself, but for your kids and stuff. You be smart about things. Like I just actually changed the beneficiaries on my kids' life insurance and all that stuff. But like you have to be. You have to talk about the things. You have to prepare for things. You have to want to push yourself forward. And your personal goals are for you, but once you reach a goal, you want to push to set a whole other goal. and you keep going till you better yourself and get to where you want to be. Sometimes you're never where you want to be. You just keep pushing forward to get there. And once you get there, you exceed your own expectations, and that's where I think that, you know, that people miss a lot of things. So it's very wise to, like you said, continue to educate yourself, read books, look up things, research things for yourself, you know, ask questions, talk to people that can help you in these situations, and, you know, see what works for you. So I think we had a good show. I really think we did. I appreciate our number one fan calling in.
Word is
But,
fine.
you know,
Much respect. Much respect.
Yeah, and like he had some good points, and like I know people, and it's crazy because, you know, it irks my soul because by come time tomorrow, I'm gonna have somebody call me up or text me or inbox me and hit me up on Twitter or something and say, you know, that was a great show last night. I was gonna call and I was gonna say X, Y, Z. You could always call. You can always say it. Never feel like you can't call and talk. So we want you to join the conversation. We want you to be able to voice your opinion. Your thought process might be different to ours. We don't always have to agree. We could be real grown and really disagree. But thank you guys for listening tonight. For those that were listening, and thank you for the caller again, calling our number one fan. Shout out to you. We love when you call.
That's the other Jabril.
Yeah, Jabril, yes. So if you hear him say Jabril, we got two. We have two of them.
It's two of us.
Hopefully one day we can actually get him on the show and do a show with us, you know?
Yeah,
instead of just having to call in. We know he's probably a busy man, but that's something, you know, he got a wisdom about him that is definitely good for him to be on one of our shows. But thank you guys for listening. And you guys gonna give me your info?
Yeah, you already know JRO609 everywhere. I mean, it's just simple as that. JRO609, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Google, wherever. Just find me.
Basically, that's the same here with me. KingsTruth.com is the blog site. You hit me up there. You hit me up on Snapchat, King's Truth, Facebook. You'll find me there as well. You feel me? So I'll let your boy.
And you guys can reach me at IamSunny_D on Twitter and Instagram. I'm on Google Plus and all that stuff. My blog is unreservedlyme.wordpress.com. Definitely hit up our podcast blog, GSTRadioshow.com. Follow us on blogtalkradio.com/GSTRadioshow. So that way you get all the updates of all our upcoming shows and all that stuff, the topics and everything. Before everybody else gets them, like our Facebook page, GST Radio, our YouTube channel, look us up, GST Radio. What else? Twitter, GST Radio _radio. I'm saying, I can't even say it. GST_radio on Twitter. Follow that one as well. Like I said, thank you for listening tonight. Join us next week for our new topic. But other than that, good night, guys. Thank you for listening.
Catch y'all later.
All right. Yes, sir.
I'm pushing the button. It don't want to work. I don't know. Hold on.
It's like that chick that caught lip singing and she tried to dance off stage because she didn't know what else to do. We just sit here right now not knowing what to do.
I can't hang up. It won't let me hang up.
That's crazy.
This is what we're doing. I'm pressing the button. It's like, no, we're gonna take this show.
It's because Clint ain't say see you in 7 days. That's why.
Yeah. See y'all in 7 days. That way.
It would be crazy if it worked now.
I know, right? We haven't. Hold on, I'm about to get there. Wait a minute. Let me go back to the studio because this is disrespectful. Oh, it's on. No, it's still on. Hold on. All right. Now let me in.
Record better audio anywhere with Motive digital microphones from Shure. Easy-to-use options like the MV88 plug directly into your phone or computer and include a free app. Create studio-quality sound for podcasts, music, and videos. Visit Shure.com to learn more.
Fall fashion's in full swing, and it's time to save big at Old Navy. Right now, get up to 50% off store-wide on your favorite dresses, pants, and tops. Plus, all jeans are on sale from $15 now at Old Navy. Valid 9/23 to 10/2, select styles only.